Alright. What is up, YouTube? It's me, HPJ here. How are you guys doing? Which I hope is well. Welcome to the another deck profile for Digimon, which I completely forgot about this one because I will be very honest with you. I forget I had Mastemon deck built, but it's not fully complete for many of obvious reasons. So I guess you can look at this as a budget-friendly option if you haven't been able to build Mastemon, because most people's big piece that they're missing is Mirai Mikigira from EX6. That's the one that will digivolve your Digimon from a holy beast into an angel or fallen angel from the trash, and you synergize her with the BT11 Mastemon, who at the end of, Mirai, who at the end of the turn can allow your Digimon DNA to. I think that's, hold on, because I run this Mirai. No, it's the one that allows you to digivolve. But if you have one, you can suspend the other, and then you're able to DNA digivolve with the EX6's ability. Okay, sorry, it's been a minute since I had to care this much about Mastemon, outside of just being Mastemon. So while we go ahead and we go into that profile, because I'm pretty sure that's where everybody really wants to see, because this deck has not really much changed over the last couple of months. I am running 4 copies of BT 14's Tokomon, because yeah, I kind of am just using the vaccine engine for the most part. For the Rickies, there's 4 copies of Patamon from BT14 that follows up with that BT14 Tokomon. There's also 4 copies of BT13's Kudamon, and then 2 copies of Pillowmon from BT9, and 2 copies of BT5's Cutemon. Now from there are my champions, and I'm running 4 copies of Tailmon from Structure Deck 10, followed by the 4 copies of Tailmon from EX6. Then I'm running 2 copies of Devimon from BT11 with 1 copy of Geogreymon from BT13. Then I'm running the ultimate levels. I have 2 Angelomon from BT23 with 2 copies of Angelomon from EX6 and 2 copies of Angelomon from BT11. From there, I have the Lady Devies, 2 copies of BT23's Lady Devi, and 2 copies of Lady Devi from BT23 and BT11's Lady Devi. There we go, because I got those 2 mixed up. 2 copies of Structure Deck Mastemon from ST10, with 2 copies of Promo Mastemon from BT21, with 2 copies of EX6's Mastemon Ace. And the last 2 Digimon are 2 copies of Ardanimon from BT9. And that is literally it. That is all of my Digimon. I'm going to go ahead and move my Digimon out the way so that I can go into the last half of this, which is basically, well, the last portion of it, and that's basically just Tamers. 3 copies of Mirai Mikigira from BT11, 3 copies of Mirai Mikigira from BT22, and 3 copies of Kari Kumiya from BT8. And that's literally it. That is literally all the cards in both my main and my Digitama. Just for the most part about this video, let's just go over the basis. So I am using a yellow engine, or the vaccine engine, to use Patamon's ability to search my security so that I can get to my champions a lot faster. The Kudamon is also a similar thing as well, where I'm just using this to go into my vaccines and into my yellow tamer as well. The Cutemon and the Pillowmon are here to basically be floodgates. Cutemon forces my opponent to not be able to reduce Digivolution costs, while Pillowmon is here to say neither player can play Digimon through effects. But once you Digivolve on top of them, they pretty much have already been used for their abilities. The Tailmon from ST10, she is here to reveal top 3 cards of your deck to add 1 yellow and 1 purple Digimon among them to your hand. Put the rest of them on your deck in any order, while also being able to Digivolve into an Angel or Archangel, no, an Archangel or a Fallen Angel, and reducing the cost by 2, making plays with Andromon and Lady Digimon easier by simply reducing them to a cost of 1, with an inheritable ability which is spectacular to DNA Digivolve at the end of the turn into another Digimon. Most likely will be Mastemon. EX6's Tailmon has the ability to, on player when Digivolving, check the top 3 cards of your deck to add 1 Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel card to your hand with a copy of Mirai among them, and put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, which is basically here to act similar to that of ST10s, but with different restrictions attached to it, but still a probable cost to the deck. I wanted a filler in this deck, so I ended up using 1 copy of Digimon, who not only gains Rush and Retaliation, when you have who once you have a yellow card will not only gain Rush but also gain Retaliation, meaning it can swing once it's summoned and be able to destroy anything it runs into if it is destroyed. Then I have the Geo Greymon, who is basically just another cornerstone for the vaccine setup, where if you find this card off of Patamon through its effect, and when Digivolving, you can check your security to then place a yellow or red tamer to your battle area without paying the cost, and then being able to recovery +1, which can be great. And then if one of your yellow tamers becomes this red or yellow tamers becomes suspended, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k DP or less. And it also makes it clear to deal with your opponent's Floodgate S Digimon. I have the Andromon lineups here for my ultimates. Andromon from BT23 is an on-player when Digivolving. You can add the top card of your security to your hand, and if you have 3 or less, you can then recovery +1. When this Digimon is played from your hand, then if you have a Lady Devi or a Mirai in play, you can reduce the cost by 3, making her a 4-drop with an inheritable of Alliance and a security attack +1, which can become very helpful if you want to swing in for game. We have the same Alliance ability on Andromon from EX6, but without the additional security attack +1. She has Barrier, and she has a when Digivolving effect. If you don't have a Mirai, you have a Mirai on the field, you can security attack -2 to one of your opponent's Digimon. And if you do not have one in play, you can play one from your hand without paying the memory cost, thanks to this Digimon's effect. And also Barrier, which is pretty irrelevant to a deck like this that already manipulates the security. And we also have the Andromon from BT11, which gives blocker for the inheritable when you have a purple Digimon in play. And then the when Digivolving effect of searching your security for an Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel, and then recovery +1, which is awesome as well. And the once per turn, when you play a Lady Devi or a Mirai, you can gain an additional memory, which helps out with how very much focused this deck is when it comes to Mirai Mikigira being on the field. Speaking of which, let's go on to her other partner, which is Lady Devimon. I'm running the BT11 version, which gives retaliation while you have a purple Digimon. So blocker plus retaliation on a Mastemon is real nasty. Speaking of real nasty, let's talk about the BT23 one, where if you can reduce the cost of it by 3 if you already have Andromon or Lady Devi in play. She also has blocker, which is strange because you would assume that the Angel would be doing the defending, but no, it is actually the Fallen Angel doing it. And then on player when Digivolving, she has the ability to delete a level 4 or lower Digimon, meaning that she can actually get rid of some possible threats or possible annoyances if played. From there, I am also now going into the big boys, which a simple checkup on this. I don't have the other Mastemon, the one from BT23, which sucks. Or BT23 or BT22, I think it's BT23. But I am at least running some variations of Mastemon. I have the Structure Deck one, which I love the most, because it's able to search into my security, play things that I need to, recovery if need be, setup if need be, and deletion /removal on Q. I have not played too much with the promo Mastemon, but she does get recovery, which is nice. And then the whole Digivolution setup as well, which is pretty cool. And be able to also play other Digimon as well and give me some support there. And then nice old Mastemon Ace, which actually just helps out with the with removal as well. So you don't want to clutter too much of these because you only want so much room. And then our Digimon is here because that still lacks the purpose of removal from its lower forms. While most things do spot removal, our Digimon comes in to take 2 of your Mastemon and become her, and then just board wipe all the level 5 and lowers, and then pop at least 1 level 6 or higher. Which in indication is basically saying, yeah, I kind of supposed to do this thing, but I only do it once I hit the board. Then, the last bit of the deck is, of course, just these Mireis and this Kari. Like I said, these are if you want to just play a budget version of it, because the expensive Mirei is the only one who is not here, and that is the one from EX6, which helps you with the DNA Digivolution, getting stuff onto the field, and just going from there. Now, these Mireis are not too bad. Mirei from BT22 at the start of your main phase, you can return this to the bottom of your deck to then play 1 low 4 lower Mirei or a tamer with the Cyber Sleuth trait from your hand without paying this cost. On play, you can trash one Holy Beast, Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel, or CS trait from your hand to draw 2 cards. You have Mirei from BT11, which allows you to win your Digimon Digivolves from a Lady Devi or Angelomon. You can then play one of the other from your hand that you have not already played without paying this memory cost, which also works in congruence with the other abilities most of them have, where they're going to start the Digimon or set up shop. In which case in point, it's kind of why you do need that other Mirei, because she's the one that will set up the Holy Beast and stuff and get the evolutions going so you can get into Mastemon faster. Kari here is whenever the security stack is added to, you can suspend her to gain 1 memory, and she is your memory setter as well, because Mirei, for whatever reason, does not have a jump your memory to 3. Also, in the same sense, Mirei has a really bad startup with a lot of conversion with a lot of the other cards that Mastemon has, which is why most people do go into the yellow vaccine variant just to try to pick up pieces and keep things together, myself included. But just for right now, until maybe we hopefully get a Mirei setup that can be played on the lower levels. Even though there are some good options, most of us don't want these options to be things that we also have to go through extreme lengths to keep together, because no dual colored Digitama, no dual colored Rickies that are actually viable. You could probably play Salomon, but then that also it has a lot of issues in that tone too. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is my Mastemon deck profile for this month. I don't know if I'm going to touch Mastemon anytime soon unless we get some new support, or I end up running into getting the Mireis from from EX6. So yeah, alright, well, I'm kind of sleepy and I'm ready to go ahead and upload this. So thank you guys so much for watching and staying through the video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel, and socials are in the description box below. HPJ, signing out.